Don't put emotions into things. People who are hating are the people who could never do something that you do. Always ask, who are you again? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this is the second episode of Unfiltered Perspective. And today I want to talk about something that a lot of people actually came up to me in real life and always asked me advice for. If you know one thing about my personality, is that I don't care. It's really hard to touch me as a person. And the real truth is, the fact that other people's judgments are touching you, the only reason is because you put value into their judgment and into their opinion. So every single time you look at the person who's giving you, could be constructive criticism from somebody who never constructed anything, or it could be from somebody who doesn't even have what you want to have. Whenever they give their own judgment or their opinion, always ask, who are you again? Do I want to take your advice or not? Do I care about your judgment or not? Because trust me, people do not care about you. So why should you care about their opinions? Why should you care about their judgment? Okay, you judging me and what? You think this is embarrassing what I'm doing? Well, guess what? You are embarrassing too. So we are equal. Everybody asks me, how do you not care what other people think? How do you not get embarrassed easily? How do you live your life having this mentality that I can literally sit in the room with people who could be judging and trash talking next to me and I wouldn't even blink twice because I don't care. I personally believe dogs can bark. I'm not a dog. I'm not gonna go onto their level and start barking with them. You know what I mean? Another questions you should be asking, why is this person's opinion is defining my personality and identity? This is really important because this is the reason why I was so confident from young age. I had a very specific idea about my identity. I knew who I was. I knew my weaknesses, I knew my strengths, I knew myself so well to the point where anybody could say anything to me and I would be like, okay, yeah, I know about that. For example, some people could have been like, oh my gosh,
you have such a bad I don't care personality, maybe you should start
caring, right? Somebody might say. But then for me, I already know that that's my personality. I wasn't born yesterday. I know what I have. If you say to me, you look Asian, I'm not gonna sit down and cry. I can see, I look at mirror more than you look at me. So, you know what I mean? You need to shift your perspective. That's why study yourself more than you study anything. I'm not saying be critical and go crazy about it, but be neutral. Don't put emotions into things. Don't put value into things. For example, let's say you're overweight and somebody comes to you and, oh my god, you're so fat and things like that. It could be anything. I'm giving a childish example. Nothing emotional about it. Yeah, do you like it? No, you don't. But you know you can improve it. You hit gym for 3 months and you'll start seeing the results. 6 months, you can change your whole self. Attach emotionality and make things a little bit more logical, and genuinely that helps. And even if you're trying to do something like you dancing in public, you think that's embarrassing, that's not. Most of the people watching you, probably admiring you, and people who are hating are the people who could never do something that you do, because what you're doing requires some guts and people don't have those guts. Most of the times when people ask me questions, what I hear is, why are you acting like the main character of your own life? Wait a minute, maybe because I am the main character of my life. I see things from my perspective. Everything goes through me. I don't believe that you should be living as a side character in your own life. I did at some point of my life, and I can tell you one thing, I hated every part of it. I lost my identity and I had to go through finding my identity, and that was not fun. If you think that somebody's watching you 24/7, no, trust me. Think about people did something, I don't know, embarrassing on the streets. Do you think of them? No, you don't think of them. You just move on with your life. People move on with their life. Try, fail. Do not be embarrassed. I had in my life people coming to me who older than my mother, telling me that my personality, how I am, is a little bit, how do they describe it? Aggressive. That I'm very straightforward. I am very straightforward person. I don't like sugarcoating. I like things simple, direct. You have a problem with me, come up to me, tell it to my face. I like that. I'm that type of person who I don't want to escalate things. I like life smoothly. I don't need frictions. Main thing is you need to be okay being yourself. And authentic self, what is authentic self? Authentic self, you act how you want to act rather than what you're born with. This is my character, I can't change it. No, you can't change it. Anything that you have, it is changeable. If you're an insecure person, tomorrow you can wake up and decide to be a secure person. Once your mindset says, I'm gonna be a secure person, watch your actions follow that. Then you start acting better. Now you start having more positive outlook towards life. Now you start going to the gym. All of those things is just rewiring your brain. Your brain is a computer at the end of the day. You can change a lot of things if you change this. And if you want to change this, you need to be okay in the process, people judging you. Real detachment comes from value positioning. So how much value am I putting into things? If you're giving time, attention, thought into people's opinions that are negative, you automatically putting value into their opinions. If you're putting more attention into building your own business, your business will grow because that's much value you're putting and your value of the business will grow. If you're putting that much attention into judgments, you start losing control over your brain, you start losing control over your life. You should never lose control of your perspective. You should never lose control of what is being processed in your brain because subconscious brain runs autopilot. Not every opinion should have access to your brain. Detachment is not even about not reacting because sometimes there's certain people that you need to show them where they belong. I recently started working and I had a male coworker that he thought that it's okay. I don't know where he got this confidence or where he got this balls to come to me and said something sexually inferring. I was like, absolutely not. That was the reflection moment for me. Where did I go wrong? Trust your gut. Like these people, the moment you start feeling like, what? I know you can't prove it that it's wrong, but you can feel it's wrong. The moment that happens, cut the access straight away. Start becoming cold. If people's judgment coming towards you and it's against whatever you believe about yourself, your brain automatically will reject. That's how narcissistic people even operate. They don't believe in their belief system. That's it. They reject the idea. They don't care. They just move on with their life. The whole room might feel uncomfortable next to them, but these people will go at the end of the day being like, everyone loved me. And you're like, no, nobody liked you. Or if there's something, you accepted it already, it physically cannot touch you. If somebody comes to me and says, oh my God, you're too straightforward. Well, guess what? I've been like that since childhood. Move on with your life. I'm not saying constructive criticism shouldn't be taken. Constructive criticism should be considered. However, from people who constructed something, from people who have something that you want, from people with a great character, not from random ass people who think they can just sit down and tell you, you can't be this, you need to be this. And constructive criticism usually is a very useful information. In the deep of your mind, have those things to work on. Not every opinion is a wisdom at the end of the day. The real question is not what do people think about me. The real question is their perspective matter to me? Do I want to take their perspective about me? And every single person that walking on this planet Earth will have completely different image of you. Nobody will see authentic version of you. Nobody will dig deep enough to understand you for who you are. So if that's the case, one thing that we can do is actually putting the work into improving ourselves, developing ourselves, getting constructive criticism from people that you actually like. And this is the reason why it's really important finding people who truly resonate with you, or at least who have the similar goals to you. This is the reason why I have no friends. And if you're the type of person who gets talked a lot or gets judged for always you putting out yourself from your comfort zone and trying, think about it. They're spending their precious time giving energy to you. That means you are important. That means they're putting certain level of value into you. Take it as a compliment. You're doing something right. Keep putting yourself out of your comfort zone. If you can't stop caring, zoom out and see yourself from third perspective. See yourself as your best friend. When you're looking into the mirror, Would you judge your best friend like that? Would you criticize yourself like that? And would you have that certain imagery of yourself? No. When you start seeing yourself from a certain perspective, you start seeing, oh, that's my personality. That's how I react. When this comes up, for example, when arguments comes up, that's how I react. If there's a confrontation, this is how I'm reacting. And depending on that data that you collected about yourself, then you can make changes. Slowly take one thing and work on one thing. Interesting thing, being fully yourself comes with boundaries that many people might not even respect. And this is the sad reality. I am a very no BS type of person. I had certain boundaries. I had to cut off one of my friends from university for that exact reason. If you're not okay with certain things, it's okay to let go of people. We did not have value alignment. And when there's no value alignment, you walk away. Because I personally thought the response was not mature enough for me. Simple as that. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's okay not to be friends with certain people. It's okay to walk away from certain situations. It's okay to make mistakes. However, you need to own up to them and always respond as mature as you can with the information that you have. Also be very forgiving of yourself too. You don't need other people's approval. What you need is to make sure that who you want to become and who you're becoming is aligning in one direction. Next time you hear somebody judging you, ask yourself, who are you again? And more importantly, why did your opinion matter to me and had so much value in first place? On that note, that's it.